In 1987, on the shelves of hobby shops across America, a plastic model kit appeared. It cost $6, and it quietly sent shockwaves through the United States intelligence community. The box showed a razor-edged Soviet stealth jet, angular, sinister, labeled the MiG-37B Ferret-E. Defense analysts stared at it. Pentagon officials asked uncomfortable questions. And for years, the world debated whether the most dangerous aircraft of the Cold War was real, or whether a model kit had just exposed the West's deepest fear, that the Soviets had beaten them to stealth. This is the story of the MiG-37 Ferret, a tale of Cold War paranoia, brilliant deception, and a plastic model that became more terrifying than any real weapon. And here's the part that still doesn't add up. The aircraft never existed. But the panic it caused, that was completely real. To understand why, you have to go back to the early 1980s. The United States was sitting on one of the most classified secrets in aviation history, the F-117 Nighthawk.
A stealth attack aircraft so secret that pilots flew it only at night, and the program didn't officially exist. When fragments of that secret began leaking into public consciousness, a single haunting question emerged in defense circles. If we have stealth, do they? It was 1986. A model kit designer named John Andrews, working for the Testors Corporation in Illinois, had already made headlines by producing a speculative model of America's own secret stealth fighter, before the government ever confirmed it. His method was meticulous. Comb through aviation journals, Defense Department budget documents, declassified satellite imagery. Then, connect the dots. He turned his eye east. Soviet aeronautical engineering had long mirrored, then matched, then sometimes surpassed American designs. If the US had stealth, logic and Soviet ambition demanded they were pursuing it too. Andrews designed the MiG-37B from first principles. What would a Soviet stealth aircraft have to look like? Faceted surfaces to scatter radar, buried engine intakes to mask heat signatures, swept, blended geometry to reduce cross-section. He gave it a NATO-style codename, Ferret. Then Testors put it in a box and sold it for $6. And this is where everything went wrong. For the government, not for Testors. The kit sold out instantly. Aviation magazines ran features on it. Defense journalists cited it as potential evidence of a real program.
Internally, the CIA reportedly examined the model for any indication Andrews had accessed classified sources. He hadn't. He had simply reasoned his way to a plausible design, which was arguably more alarming. If a civilian modeler could reverse engineer a credible Soviet stealth concept, what did that say about actual Soviet engineers with unlimited state resources? What's remarkable about this is the psychological anatomy of the Cold War on full display. The MiG-37 didn't need to fly. It only needed to seem possible. And that was enough. Enough to reshape threat assessments, fuel defense budget arguments, and haunt aviation analysts for years. No MiG-37 ever entered Soviet service. No wreckage was ever found. No pilot ever defected with its schematics. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991 and Russian archives cracked open, Western investigators found advanced stealth research. The real Mikoyan Project 1.42, the Sukhoi S-37, but nothing matching the Ferret. The name was never officially assigned. The aircraft existed only in imagination, inference, and injection-molded plastic.
And here's what still doesn't sit right. The MiG-37 was fiction, but it worked. It shaped how the West perceived Soviet capability. It influenced procurement decisions. It reminded a generation of strategists that in intelligence, perceived threat and real threat can cause identical damage. The Cold War wasn't just fought with missiles. It was fought with uncertainty. And sometimes, a $6 model kit was the most effective weapon in the room. 3 things to take away from this. 1. Stealth technology sparked a mirror image arms race, built as much on fear as on fact. 2. Civilian analysts sometimes revealed uncomfortable truths that governments weren't ready to confront. 3. In intelligence, the gap in knowledge is often more powerful than the knowledge itself. The MiG-37 never flew, but it made the world watch the sky anyway. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.